Let's go live now to Islamabad in neighbouring Pakistan. Hamid Mir is the global opinions contributor at the Washington Post. Hamid, thank you very much for your time. I'm very interested to read your piece in the Washington Post. You make the point that while over the past 2 decades there have been elements in the Pakistani military, government and society that have supported the Taliban, more broadly, Pakistanis are not rejoicing the triumph and the return of the Taliban. Can you explain your thinking on this?
Yes, thank you very much for inviting me. First of all, you must understand that there are 2 types of people in Pakistan. The one type who are the religious type, they are definitely congratulating, celebrating the victory of Taliban. And some of them, they were also part of their armed resistance in Afghanistan because we share more than 2,000 kilometers of borders with Afghanistan. But the second thing is that the second school of thought in Pakistan, which is in the majority, they are not happy over the victory of Taliban. Yes, they wanted a stable and peaceful Afghanistan, but actually a majority of the liberal and progressive Pakistanis, they think that Taliban, they assured the international community last year in a written agreement which they signed in Doha that they will not take over Kabul by force. They will not take over Kabul with military power. But after taking over Kabul, they have violated the Doha agreement. So the Pakistan was one of the few facilitators who helped to make this agreement a success. But now this agreement is not a success. It's becoming a failure. So there are a lot of people in Pakistan who have a lot of concerns because yesterday the Afghan Taliban released thousands of prisoners from different jails in Afghanistan, and some of the people who were released yesterday who escaped from the Afghan jails, they are wanted in Pakistan for terrorist activities. So the government of Pakistan, they expressed a very careful and cautious response over the victory of Taliban. So the majority of Pakistanis, they don't like the system the Afghan Taliban want to impose in their country because we believe in democracy. And Afghan Taliban, they have always rejected democracy. So the pro-democratic forces in Pakistan, they are not celebrating the victory of Afghan Taliban.
You write in the newspaper as well that Afghanistan has famously been dubbed the graveyard of empires. Now, once again, this is proven correct and the Taliban can claim that victory.
You see, this situation is a bit different. In past 200 years, yes, the Great Britain tried to conquer Afghanistan. They failed. Then the Soviets, they occupied Afghanistan, but they were resisted not only by Afghan people, they were resisted by many Western forces, including the American support. And Pakistan was also there. This time, the American withdrawal is linked to a peace agreement which was signed in Doha last year. So, Afghan Taliban, they claims to be the torch bearers of the true Islam. So, if they have signed an agreement in Doha last year and made some promises to the whole international community, so the Islam does not permit them to break the agreement, to break the promise. So that's why I think that they need to include all segments of the society in Afghanistan into a broad-based coalition government, and that's what the government of Pakistan wanted. Because I will repeat it again, maybe there are some ministers in Pakistan who made some very confused tweets yesterday, and it was looking like that they were very happy over the victory of Taliban. But the majority of the people in Pakistan, they are very much concerned because I am receiving telephone calls from my Afghan female colleagues from Kabul, from Kandahar, from other Afghan cities. They are getting threatening calls. And I contacted some of the Taliban leaders who are responsible for managing the media affairs, and I told them that if you are true Muslims, why the female journalists in Kabul are receiving threatening calls? So they said that we will try to protect them. But you see, this is a big challenge for the Afghan Taliban. That yes, they can claim that they have buried another superpower, another empire in the graveyard of Afghanistan. But what is the use of ruling a graveyard? That's why I wrote in my column in Washington Post that the biggest challenge is to turn this graveyard into a paradise of peace. That will be the real success.
Well, let's hope so. As unlikely as it seems, amid the trauma of those turbulent, chaotic scenes out of Kabul, we hope that that might be the outcome. Hamid Mir, opinions contributor from Islamabad, thank you very much for joining me live this afternoon.